And now, as Paul Harvey, the famous newsman, said, now the rest of the story. So last week we talked about the issue with the cashier's check. Why we don't take large cashier's checks. The reason being is lawyer in the upstate takes a huge cashier's check, $80,000, $90,000. He deposits it, disperses immediately on it, gives money to the real estate agent who happened to be the seller in this situation. She takes the money, invests it more in the company that she's doing work for or with. And so next thing you know, 2 weeks later, she's called and said, hey, the check we got from the buyer of your property is no longer valid. It was a fraudulent check. All the checks have bounced. We need you to bring that money back. She doesn't have the money because she's invested it in her company as any reasonable seller would do. So that's why we said we don't take large cashier's checks. That creates a huge problem. That is not good funds. But now the rest of the story. The rest of the story is the real estate agent worked for a brokerage which had a financial arrangement with the closing attorney. And what are we talking about? One of these financial arrangements where the closing attorney and the brokerage form a title insurance company together, and then they split the fees. The problem with these things is, in my opinion, I think they violate RESPA, and I think they're unethical. But the problem here is the agents provide nothing other than the consumer to the attorney, who then gives half their title insurance premiums to the brokerage. How's that not a quid pro quo? How is that not paying for a client? The real estate brokerage provides nothing. They don't do any legal work. They can't do legal work, but all they provide is the client. And because they provide the client, they get half the money. In this situation, because it's a huge problem, because this agent's broker is in a financial arrangement with that attorney. So now what we have here, because the deed was recorded under a fraudulent transaction, we got a major title insurance claim. So now the brokerage has issues because now they have a financial potential loss on their hands in this company that they formed with this lawyer because of the title issue. So what now happens is not only is the attorney, but now the brokerage is putting undue pressure on this agent. And keep in mind, the agent is the victim of this crime. The agent is the true victim. The lawyer made the mistake of dispersing money he didn't have good funds on, but the agent is the true victim. And now not only is the attorney, but her broker is giving her undue pressure about returning the money, which she's invested in a company and told him she doesn't have at this point. To make matters worse, it eventually boils over to where the broker says, we don't want you associated with our company anymore because of this. The agent did nothing wrong. It was all the mistake of the closing attorney. But yet the broker, because they have a financial arrangement with the closing attorney, is taking this out on the agent. So understand that these financial arrangements that your brokerage may have with a closing attorney is never good for you. There's a couple of them here in Columbia, the Midlands, where there's agencies have agreements with a closing attorney here, and there are multiple ones in the upstate, and they're all over Charleston as well. But they will tell you that this is for your financial good. If you will push your clients and be a good corporate person and push your clients to this closing attorney here, it'll help you because we can get you more marketing, we can get more administrative help. My question is, what's the point of a brokerage if they're not already providing that for you anyway? Why do they have to sell your business in order for you to get what a brokerage should provide you in the first place? But the bottom line is Blair Cato doesn't buy business. We're going to earn your business. Every day that we don't buy your business is a day you can fire us because we don't do a good job. Hopefully that'll never happen. But when companies pay you for their business, they own you. You have to use them because they're paying you for the business. But in this situation here, this is a prime example how when a brokerage tells you that be a corporate guy, be a good company person and help the company out by using our preferred vendor, it wasn't for your benefit. In fact, this one not only wasn't for the agent's benefit, it actually cost the agent their job. So don't fall for that. Make sure the vendors you are using are vendors you're choosing because they do a good job and not because they have some financial benefit to the broker or the broker owner, which will never, ever trickle down to you. All right, that's the rest of the story. Have a great weekend.